These guys are not experts.
And I'm not sure they're even that smart.
They do like video games.
And I guess you could say they're funny.
Sometimes.
Well, they do like to talk.
And they do have opinions.
It's time for Video Game Replays!
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Video Game Replays. I'm your host. My name is Aiden. Joining me is my co-host CJ.
That's good. Yeah, mellow time. Who's beside me?
It's me, Larry. How y'all doing?
So, what's going on, guys? How your week's been?
Yeah, pretty good, fair.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Basics for the most part.
What'd you go see, CJ?
I did go to an Oklahoma City Thunder game where the Spurs came to town. Wasn't the most entertaining game, but it was worth the price. Like $100, 2 tickets, food, parking, gas. Can't beat it. Like an hour drive. Yeah, not mad. I'm cool with it. It was fun. Not mad at it.
So as soon as you said Thunder, I almost thought like you went to a WNBA game, but then you said they were playing the Spurs, and I was like, oh, that is a real NBA team. Okay, never mind.
So, Larry, how's your week been?
My week's been pretty all right. Been busy at work, trying to play some video games, playing games of the week, and just I don't know, just trying to really take it easy. Last couple weeks have been hell, so if I can not do it, I'm not doing it.
No, I get you. I've kind of felt the same way. Yeah.
You, man?
Well, today in general has been horrible. Number one, I went to go eat at a new restaurant with the fam. The food was pretty decent, a new Indian restaurant. The food is pretty good, but the portion sizes were just not for a guy like me, if you know what I'm saying. Portion sizes are like, I ordered the butter chicken and I got like 8 pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
I went home and I had a yogurt and I ate some ice cream.
So
it still wasn't really full.
It's Indian food made for American taste, but with Indian portions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I need them American portions. Oh, and to top it off, this is the actual icing on the cake. I came home and hit a deer on the way home. So yeah, so that's good. And I lost the grill of my car somewhere. And I have a big old dent in my hood, so...
You grilled that deer?
I grilled the deer. I mean... Right,
you have a dent in your head?
Wait, what'd you say?
You said you have a big dent in your head.
I'm in the car. But I tell you what, that was a fucking horse of a deer. I thought it was a horse with antlers. It was humongous. It was a giant... It was literally the biggest buck I've seen all season. And it looked like a horse with some antlers on it. I thought it was like a unicorn or something. It was humongous.
Well,
I guess never too early to start hunting.
Oh no, I mean, he was hunting me. I hit him with my car, and then he said, "Get the fuck out of my way!" And he kept walking.
I
couldn't believe it. No, bro, he didn't die for nothing. I hit him, and he literally shrugged it off and ran back up in the woods. I swear, that's not even made up. He shrugged it off like I just did not hit him going 40 miles per hour.
The fuck you gonna do about it, bro? What are you gonna do about
it? Yeah, I know. I mean, he was a beast. That's for sure.
If he would have died, you could have technically kept the meat since it's in season. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's a thing.
Hey, don't give away where we're at, dude. That's not a valid argument here.
Somebody that I know did that once. They might have hit it and they might have finished it with a hammer, but I won't disclose who that was. But
don't be telling my stories on this podcast.
The true story of what happened tonight.
I had a pocket knife. It wasn't a hammer.
Going Rambo on that shit.
Yeah, I was. Well,
speaking... You trick-or-treating?
Sorry.
Anybody get it?
Trick-or-treating. No, I did not. I decided to go hunting for deer with my car.
Good night for it.
Yeah.
We
Larry, anything over your way?
My youngest daughter decided she's done with it. So first time in, good God, 20 years we haven't gone trick or treating, but probably the first time as being an adult that I've ever actually handed out candy, which it's a little rewarding, not bad.
Nice. I do remember at one point, just once, I was at a Halloween party at your house at some point in time. Very vaguely remember this. I was probably like 6, but I remember being there at one point.
It's been a while, and actually I do recall seeing his photos because it's like, how the hell did CJ get here?
Yeah, I was there.
Your house was the Halloween hotspot, and I do remember all those Halloweens.
Well, I'm the
I
only one
miss
that ever
those
lived in a
days.
fucking never lived in or only one lived in a hood that was able to go trick or treating.
Yeah, that was the hub of trick or treating. Like that was the
That
neighborhood.
was.
Sure, yeah. There's like 3 neighborhoods in town, and that was like the one in my opinion.
Well, to bring that up and give everybody kind of draw them a picture from, I live on just a small suburban block. I don't know if you call it suburb, but either way, it's a block. And up to one side of the street for me is the quote unquote scariest house in town. They win it every other year for all the yard decorations and stuff they got going on. 2 doors down from me, there was a guy who's just loud as hell, but he's making like blow up balloons for kids and stuff.
Nice.
And then you go clear down to the bottom of the street, and there's a church, and they're still handing out hot dogs and candy. And if you get just a quiet enough moment, you can hear Thriller getting played through the valley. So it is pretty happening for a Halloween spot.
It was a good atmosphere for sure. I do miss it. It's sad once you get older. You're just like, oh, I didn't even realize it was Halloween. Like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
shit,
right, yeah.
that's a little sad.
Yeah. I went with my girlfriend's younger brother today, and it was kind of like at first I was like, man, like I don't know, I don't want to go do this. And then I was walking around, I'm looking, pointing at costumes, and I'm like, wow, I'm old. It hit me. Like I'm the guy laughing at these kids' costumes and saying, "Nice job, kid," and stuff like that. And yeah, it's cool. Here it's kind of cool too. So the homecoming game for the college is this weekend. So Halloween today. Tomorrow, I guess there's a bunch of like festivities. So it's kind of like Halloween homecoming mix downtown. So I guess it's like parade, a bunch of vendors, stuff like that. So I'm going to check that out for sure. So that could be kind of cool too. So see how that goes.
That sounds cool.
Harvest. Yeah.
So you ended up handing out some candy. Any stories? Any spooky costumes? Any crazy kids? I mean, what was going on?
No, I mean, you had 1 or 2 adults who take it just a little too far, giving some kids some nightmares and stuff. And other than that, the guy who made the balloons, he made this little helmet for this boy, and basically it's all balloons, but he made him a helmet that had a little piece of hung over, and basically it had like a baseball hanging in front of him, and made like a little bat for him to sit there and swing and try to hit this white bat. Kid was done. He didn't want any more candy. He walked by us 3 more times that evening. That's all that kid was doing, just sitting there trying to hit that damn ball in front of him. And
Nice.
he couldn't realize every time he turned his head, it'd swing the other way. He'd swing at it, and it was just out of his arm length. I'm like, kid was happy, but he had no more concern for candy at all at that point.
Parents upset. They don't get to mooch any more candy.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, did get that one. The guy who looks like he's probably about 30 something and no kid with him said, "Oh, I'm going for my little brother." It's like, your little brother's 20 and probably in jail, dude.
Hey man, I'm dressed up as me. Put the candy in the bag.
It is cool though. I was watching a podcast, and it is cool to carry on the tradition of trick or treating. I mean, if we don't have people like you handing out candy, like my childhood wouldn't be what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like you go around walking in the Halloween hub, and you see those neighbors or see these houses with the lights off and nothing going on. You get a little sad. I mean, I feel like it's good to keep the traditions and give back a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, I totally agree with it, and I think, like I say, it's given I didn't wander much, but I think my block was probably the most vibrant it's been in the years, at least towards
nice.
the amount of kids, the amount of people giving out candy, and just the flow. I mean, it's only an hour in this neighborhood, but I mean, it was busy the whole time. So,
well, especially for like the size of just the town in general not being huge, when you do get that many people from a small town together for anything, it kind of is a sense of unity. Like, cool, we got something going on. Like anytime anything on Main Street or a parade or like something like that goes on, I feel like it does kind of feel like a big looking around and like just feeling good kind of moment because everybody just is. There's no bullshit really. It's trick or treat. Everybody's in a good mood, and even the kids in a bad mood are getting something out of it. So it's like
Get some
everybody seems to
candy.
be having fun. Yeah.
A few razor blades. What? Candy.
That's down the
Little
street. Take a
fentanyl.
left.
That's the other block. That's the rival block.
You can go Les. You get hand out razor blades and fentanyl and all you need, all you want.
It's just hang the curve. That's all.
Yeah. So, moving on, our game this week, as if our YouTube listeners, shout out VGR Podcast, saw, our game this week was Contra. Give it a round of applause. Great game. Great game. Whoever picked out that game, whoever drafted that game, truly has a way of picking out games.
Fucking idiot.
Well, okay, we're gonna ignore that. Look like a glitch in the system. Anyways,
That guy.
it's we got Contra here, released on the NES, 1988, published by Konami. It's pretty much it's a running gun. It's like a side swiping running gun, and you got these people. The Red Falcon launches their attack on Earth, and they have the South American jungle, and the players play the soldiers that are infiltrating the jungle and killing some fucking aliens. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sick. And actually, another thing that we did not use, which is kind of like a big cultural gaming moment, is, as Larry knows, the Konami code, which is like a very big thing for Contra. And it really, there's throughout gaming history that's been implemented. There's codes, there's up, down, left, right, up, down, stuff like that on GTA. We
Okay,
kind of avoided that.
Hold on,
what's
hold
going on
on. I don't know if your intentions was go somewhere else, but we gotta at least say it correctly. If you're gonna chant the code, you gotta chant it correct.
No. I was just saying like codes in general. I was saying like a GTA. I don't know. Wait, what is the code? Let's inform us here because I'm not cultured on the Konami code because I didn't use it.
I will go with the way I always learned it, which was simply up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B. Select if you actually have a friend with you. If not, hit start. And you do that on the Contra pop-up screen, and nothing more beautiful than seeing 30 lives left.
Yeah,
30 lives left.
Could have used that.
No, I definitely could have too. But we decided to void out, kind of opt out of that, try to go full vanilla, just try to beat the game, no cheats, no codes, just raw dogging it. What'd you guys think? What's your first impressions?
Let's see, Larry, do you want to start us off?
Okay, well, I mean, my first impression from many, many years ago, and truthfully, it's still here today, is this game is hard as fuck. To the history of it, it was designed as a coin-op video game, which basically is what you used to play in the arcades. And it was designed to eat your quarters. Now, it translated a little bit better, actually a lot better to the NES than the arcade version. But still, the mentality of we're going to take all your money was still there. So yeah, it's straight up. It's designed to be hard. It's designed to piss you off. It's designed to make you want more, but also with the mentality of an arcade. 3 lives is all you get. You want more? Drop another quarter.
Mm.
So yeah, it's hard. I mean, that's just the end of it. It's fucking hard. It's Nintendo hard. It's going to kick your ass hard.
Yeah.
Definitely found that out myself. I'm watching the little title screen and I'm like, hell yeah, all right. This looks nice. Looks plain simple, pretty straightforward. It does feel like a game. I walk into the back of a pizza place and play with my little brother or something and be like, hell yeah, you suck and I'm kicking ass. Yeah, probably wouldn't have went that way after playing it. Yeah, that definitely hit it on the head with the hard part. Yeah, no, there were some things that definitely made me mad about it. That's for sure. Definitely a lot of user error, but like Larry said, it wasn't an easy thing. It wasn't it wasn't Nintendo easy. It wasn't like playing Tetris for the first 15 minutes of just nice. I'm playing with blocks and that shit was hard. And it kicked my ass, I'll be the first to tell you. Yeah, it definitely kicked my ass pretty good.
Well, I'll triple that and I say it was very hard. But I will touch on what CJ said. A lot of his was definitely user error. There was not a lot of thinking going on in this gameplay. I'll just say that. But
Dude,
I will
wish I
say,
had a valid excuse. Like I have none. I just wish there was a valid. Oh, I was under the influence. I was drunk. Was that? No, dude. It's just I'm not
My excuse.
good. Bro.
yeah, not a lot of thought going on behind those eyes. Nonetheless, I will say there is, for such a simple arcadey running gun type of game, there is strategy to it. Like there's paths you can take on the map, and the more you play it, the more you develop these strategies and say, I'm gonna go here, and after I kill him, I'm gonna get the spray power up. And that's gonna make the game a whole lot fucking easier, as we all know. And it kind of and your strategy for at least I'm gonna say all the game is to just play to find that spray power up and then keep it for as long as you can, because we're just power ups in general, because we know that pea shooter ass default gun we have it's not doing it. It's not doing it. So yeah, I triple that.
dude. Yeah.
Game's hard.
The power ups help you a lot. They get you through it, but again, they're I wouldn't say really really generous with it, but you can always at least find one or two in every stage.
Mhm.
I know that we favor the spread gun, if you will. Myself, I'm just gonna throw it out there, and I don't know if we're coming to that later, but I've 30 years of playing this. It's muscle memory to me at this point. I dominate this game. I represent through this game. But like the other versions of it, I've played Super C. I've played the ones for Genesis. Yeah, I suck at those. I feel like CJ at some degree. I mean, I understand I understand what I'm supposed to do, but it's just the muscle memory isn't there. And I with this one, I've gotten so used to it. I challenge myself by playing this with the laser at points. Now, did you guys get familiar with how to use the laser?
You don't
You almost
on that out.
you almost got to use it like a shotgun. I feel like you get close to the boss, kind of barrel stuff them and just pump them.
Well, with the laser though, it's that one that shoots a straight bar.
Yeah.
It's designed to, if you hit the button again, it'll cut out the one you shot before. It'll start over. So, like where we're using turbo and stuff, it doesn't work for it on the laser. So you have to shoot it, but it's powerful. On the second stage where you had the little orbs and stuff, you only had to hit it twice.
Nice.
But also, you basically have to let everything else fly at you while you just zap hits.
Yeah.
Zap hits. And hope that you can go through it enough. It's more of a precision one, but I know collectively a lot of people hate that one because of that. You get very used to the tappy tappies or the automatics, but that's where I'm at. I like it. It's actually probably one of my second favorite one next to the spread, but the spread gun is just
it's too good.
Mode.
Yeah,
it's just too good.
From like if you get backed in a corner with that, it's kind of rough when you got 8 things shooting at you. The spray gun, it's kind of like, oh shit, pow, 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 and you can kind of at least get some breathing room. But yeah, with that, you better keep your distance a little bit in that sense, because like you said, them, they're shooting back at you, and it's not hitting it; it's waiting out so that you actually get the damage done to your enemy. So I can see where you're from on that.
Well, another aspect of the game that we can touch on is the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is really good, but let me kick it off to the Michael Jordan of Contra in the top right here. Let's kick it off to Larry over here. What do you think of the soundtrack?
Love it. Love this damn soundtrack. I wish I could hum it and sing it or whatever else in my regular everyday life, but I just, like say, if I actually go just running or do something, I want it playing. I want to wake up in the morning and hear that dun 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 dun, just to start my day. A little get up and go. It's very iconic. I've put so many hours into playing this stupid ass game, but I think every bit of it does lead to a good atmosphere. I actually would probably own this if it was played by somebody on guitar, and I'm sure it is somewhere.
Oh, you can find pretty much anything on YouTube. I'll guarantee that. But I second your opinion. I think I really like what you said about the atmosphere. The soundtracks and a lot of these NES titles, they have really good soundtracks, which it's almost, I don't know if it's just the iconicness or because they were a while ago and everyone grew up with them at this point, but I feel like the soundtracks were almost better back in the day, which may be a hot take.
If that makes sense. It feels like now it could just kind of be a little noise in the background of a game. Like, you're in the little wilderness, but like this really brought you into the atmosphere, especially for now we have the upgraded graphics. I mean, then the music kind of helps you get into where you're at in the game, I feel like.
And I feel like it's such the soundtrack of a game and the noise design is such an underrated aspect of the game. And I want to touch on something. If you're a fan of the channel, you'll notice that I bring up almost every single podcast Elden Ring, which is my favorite game, as we all know. But it kind of maximizes the soundtrack to the fullest in Elden Ring. There's full like opera singers and like it's amazing. Like boss fights, like it's not just like electronic music. It's like actual really good music that complements the atmosphere to the absolute max. So yeah, just want to touch on that. Sorry, I won't mention Elden Ring for the rest of the podcast.
That's your one ticket.
That's my one ticket.
I mean, I think really if you look at media, including video games in general, I mean, music really does do a lot for a scene in a game or a movie. When I think of a perfect soundtrack for a perfect, like, to line up with a perfect moment, I always go back to Phantom Menace, Episode 1 of Star Wars, when they're fighting Darth Maul. The music that they use is, I mean, that's my go-to. Like I said, it puts you there. And I think a lot of the titles on the NES kind of do that as well. Like, I feel like this is a run and gun game also due to the soundtrack. I mean, imagine there was just some weird trumpets in the background. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm running through into this damn tower and beating the shit out of these aliens and saving the world. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, the upbeatness, it feels like I'm just running. I got my gun in my hand. Ba 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 ba. Like, it feels like I'm there with it. Like, without that, I think it does take a big part away from the game. So I definitely would say I have bad memories with this soundtrack myself from playing the game, but I do think it fits perfectly. Definitely.
Well, to touch on that, you only got to hear a few soundtracks. Let's be honest.
I listened to some other ones. I knew based on what I've heard, there's gonna be more. So I did you can find it on YouTube, like the whole game soundtracks in order. I listened to little bits and pieces because I knew probably missed out.
I got you. Well, I will say we played on the 1988 version, but what do we think? With that in mind, what do we think of the graphics? What about you, Michael Jordan?
They're good. They're tight looking. You tell that spoiler on the 35-year-old game, but you can tell you at first you're fighting soldiers, and they progressively become more armored, and by the end of it, you realize you're fighting aliens, and the excuse me, the face huggers, they look good. The bosses are all very great detailed. I mean, it's 8-bit art. It is. They put, I don't know how much time they put into it, but they look like they put all the good time that they need to it, because everything that moves, everything that has any real stick with you-ness, there's several just buildings and walls and things like that through the game, but the aliens and all that stuff jump out at you, and it's really, really good artwork, I believe. So I mean, yeah, it's to me, it's top shelf, at least as towards graphics.
I agree, especially for the time. And if we look at our past episode, DuckTales, check that out if you haven't, which was Larry hosted that episode. But a lot of the enemies, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on your episode. I was a little bit in the podcast, spoiler alert. I'm not hating, but a lot of the enemies, especially like the foot soldiers and stuff, or like the common enemies, they were just copy and pasted, which is fine. But I feel like you definitely have a bigger. I like the artwork better in Contra than I do in DuckTales. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was bad by any means, but I like the bosses. And I will say I only made it to, I think, stage 5 in the gameplay. And as I was editing Larry's gameplay, I kind of got to live through him a little bit. And some of the bosses almost get better with each level that you play. And not joke. Like I really like the look, obviously, of the final boss, and I think it's the boss before that, like the metal robot guy that you have to jump over. You know what I'm talking about, like with the legs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really like the look of that boss. Like that boss is really, really sick looking.
Yeah.
What do you think, Big C?
Yeah, definitely. I'll touch on that at least really quick. It felt awesome to fight that boss. Not that I did it, but I mean, like, yeah, like you said, living vicariously through Larry on that fight, it was like, hell yeah, like it's gotta kick ass. Overall with the graphics, I mean, I really think it's cool, honestly. Like, I don't know that it's the best thing I've ever seen, obviously, but like Larry said, it's 8-bit art. I mean, it feels perfect for what the game is. I'll definitely say when I first loaded into the game and let the trailer play through, I was kind of like, okay, like I'm here for this. It does feel very arcadey, like the cabinet game, and it does feel like something that would be cool with two people because I mean you got two different things really going on at once. I think artwork wise, they did do pretty well with the characters. I might have mistaken the first soldiers for football players, but I knew they weren't football players. I just
And
kind of
I
thought
will
they were
say,
football players.
maybe not football players, but that was definitely intentional. I feel like it was kind of like, oh, you're just fighting against these random people, and then like,
Mhm.
oh, we're fighting against aliens. I don't think they wanted like to give
Yeah,
away like, oh, this is
100%.
aliens right in the beginning.
Yeah, I like it. I did like that.
Um, random, random statement of the moment. I know I brought it up when we had our meeting about this originally. The European version, I kept calling Robotector, is Probotector. And actually, in it,
Okay.
because I guess there's a big stance against violence against humans in Europe, everything in that game is a robot. I think up until the point where you actually hit aliens. And even your
Oh,
main characters are robots. So just random stuff for you
interesting,
there.
interesting fun fact.
Did not know that.
Now, as we touched on, some of the things we liked about the game, the graphics, the soundtrack. Now, what do you guys think is your least favorite part of the game? And I'm going to pass this one on to CJ because I
Oh
think he
yeah.
has I think he has some opinions to share.
Honestly, I just to put it as simply as possible and not just talk to talk. It's just fucking hard, man. Like I mean, it's difficult. I like sometimes I like a challenge in certain games. With this game, I didn't like the challenge. I felt like I was just getting my ass kicked. I went as far to say, and my gameplay, it's some of the least fun I had on a video game, just due to the fact I struggled so hard. I mean, it was hell for me. Like I was fighting for my life. Movement wise, I think it's fine. The guns, the weapons, the enemies, all that's nice. It's just difficult, man. I struggled with it. And I think to me, it takes from the enjoyability in a way. Not to say that it's a bad game because of it, but to me, definitely lowers my enjoyability because can't get into it. I mean, it took me a good 30 minutes to beat the first level due to not being very smart, which maybe that's my fault. I think even the second level through the hallway, I mean, that was just overload, sensory overload, a lot going on. It was difficult. And I think that's probably my least favorite part of the game is just its difficulty itself. MJ, how you feel?
Um, the only thing I really, really, really can't stand in this game, and actually seems to be a trend through later ones as well. I think it's on level 4. The last boss was like I kept calling them the Optimus Prime heads because that was just what we knew them as back in the day. There's these two little red and blue bubbles that will float around, and they're just the most annoyingest pest in the whole freaking game. And even worse, like you're you're freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone running through the jungle, killing aliens, and here's these little bubbles that kill you when they hit you in the foot. I mean, just it's designed to straight piss you off with them. And they're hard to see in the background. They just float around as they want. They come for you, and they're fucking bubbles. It's just like,
Heat-seeking bubbles.
yeah, yeah, with a hate for you because it's like, oh, you dirty. We're gonna wash your shoes and kill you while we're at it.
Clean shoes and a dead man.
Mm-hmm. But at
Seriously,
least your shoes are clean. But,
if you asked me this
that
question before I actually knew anything about the game, I would say the stupid hallways. I don't care. I don't care what part of the
Valid.
game. The hallways. But this was before I knew you could duck down. So I was jumping around like a maniac. Like I was like, is this the hardest thing I've ever played in my entire existence? But no,
Yes.
there's 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 a mechanic where you can literally just lay down and the projectiles, except for the little dynamite that the ninjas throw, or I guess alien ninjas throw at you, they'll hit you while you're laying down, but all the other like projectiles, like regular bullets, they'll just go right over you if you lay down. I didn't know that fact. If you asked me before, I would say hallways, but I don't mean to go tail off MJ, but if you watch our gameplay, the bubbles were like my biggest enemy. They kept tagging me in the toe and insta killing me. So yeah,
Those bubbles
Clean
suck. I
shoes.
mean, they begin with a B. And just in case y'all need that flashback, just remember that.
100%. 100%.
Again, random thought from the past. On the arcade version of this, it plays out pretty much the same. The layouts, the platforms are a little bit different, but you still have the jungle, you have the bases, you have the waterfall, you have the base, all those things. And honestly, Aiden, I don't remember if we'd played it many years ago when we were at that one house where we ended up playing Dungeons and Dragons and beating it, but I thought we maybe broke out the Contra one. I really don't remember, but I do recall that in the video game or the arcade version, the tunnels, you beat the little orb or whatever, and then it give you the option to go left or right instead of going straight through. And it didn't matter because it showed you a map and it said you needed to go right. So, like, what was the point of the left option? But it was there, and you couldn't go left. So I'm like, always tried to figure that one out. Like, I need to learn Japanese, get a DeLorean, go back and ask some guys over in Japan what the hell this was about.
I will say, when I was younger, MJ up here gave me a little disc with perfectly legal copies of a bunch of NES games, 100% legal. But I remember my favorite game on the NES on this little disc, 100% legal, was Contra, and that's really the nostalgia pick that made me pick it as my first pick. I'm not saying it's the best game on the NES. I'm not saying it's some in-depth crazy game, but it was just the nostalgia pick. I really liked it. I mean, if you think it's hard now, when I was 11 years old, I think I'd probably put like 15 hours trying to make it past that hallway, and I don't think I ever did. But yeah,
I actually I thought about that this past week. I remember dragging you through that game, and we used the 30-man code. And again, when you play with somebody, we didn't get that opportunity to play together here. But when you play with someone and player 1 or player 2 runs out of lives, you can press the A button and take a life from the other person who has more. And like I said, I was literally dragging Aiden through. If we had 30 lives, I guarantee you he spent, between us are 60, he probably spent 57 of them. just getting eaten alive by aliens.
Believe that. I could have used all 60 of them myself if I had the opportunity.
100%.
But I think that's part of what made this work out too, was having either big brother, a friend, someone. I mean, you had to play through it. I don't recall there being walkthroughs in Nintendo Power or anything like that back in the day, which was a magazine from Nintendo where, layouts of boards and all that stuff. I really don't recall. I think the Konami code was listed in that magazine somewhere. But again, watching the playthrough, one, you learn the hard way how to get there. But if you have the ability to collectively, if we could all sit there and play it together, we'll learn from each other and get better at each of it.
Yeah.
100% makes sense.
A little question for the past here, and of course I was not born yet, but was this the first of, or was there was co-op games popular before this, or was this really like a pioneer?
Co-op games?
Yeah.
Nintendo, I think the first Nintendo and the first Super Nintendo both came with 2 controllers because they wanted you to play with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Given the original Nintendo and the other one came with Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario World. But if you recall those, you can play that 2 players because there's that other guy called Luigi in there. But that's what they wanted you to do. And couch co-op, which is a newer word, was basically just playing video games with friends back in the day. And yeah, I mean, Contra. And actually, I remember, like I say, I remember playing this with your dad or your uncle, my brother. Strangely, it was the one game that seemingly everybody had. Um, whether it be The Price is Right or it was just awesome, and you were dropping that much money into it in the arcades, you might as well own the damn thing. But it was a collective community learn, like almost like I don't want to say a hive mind, but just whatever knowledge I had could be passed on to you, and you get better and use it towards your next play through and all that. So yeah, but definitely a lot of games were designed for you to be playing with someone, whether it even just be competing for high score or like Contra here, we're collectively working together to beat a boss.
I will say, as I was watching Larry's gameplay, I did not. You mentioned something about like killing aliens give you score, and that gives you lives. Is that true? Because if so, I did not know about that.
If you go through your first level again, it's hard to pick up, but if you kill basically everything you pass, 80-90% of it, by the time you destroy that base, you will get a 1-up. I think it's about every 25,000 points equals a 1-up. So yeah, I mean, killing stuff, getting those red orbs that come by and stuff, like I would shoot those. You could shoot them and you got points. You collected them, you got more points.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll just throw this out there in the atmosphere, because I've listened to many people talk about this, and like I say, playing it through years. You had the letter R orb, which when you grabbed it didn't look like it did anything. It's
I'll give you like
actually
a little speed boost, like a little like speed shot power up.
It did. It would make whatever you're shooting shoot faster.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I don't remember if it names what the orb is in the manual, but I don't recall that it tells you exactly what it does. But you can see it through one of my gameplays. I have the spread, and it's kind of this bursting because I am using turbo.
Yeah.
I pick up one of those, and that burst like throws in another burst right behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I did pick up watching a little bit of yours. I was like, man, that gun's gunning. Like that thing is, it's really getting it done doing the business.
I'm gonna say you have the Konami code, which puts it on easy mode, and then you have the burst, which is on easy mode. If you pretty much have that the whole game.
It saves your wrist and a lot of button pounding, but back in the day when the only thing I had was the 2-button rectangle Nintendo controller, yeah, I'd sit there and just beat the hell out of that thing. Just tap 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 tap. My kids are like, "How do your wrists move that fast?" I'm like, "Playing Contra."
Now we touch on some of the aspects of the game that we like. We touch on the lows. Now, what would you say that your favorite part of the game is? I would say CJ up here probably doesn't have a lot to share on this topic, but what do you think, MJ?
I find it just rewarding on the idea that at my stage of playing it, I play this several times a year. Like I say, one of my good playthrough, I do it in 16 minutes. So to me, it's a 20-minute I can win and save the world kind of play. But I do find I can't say I find it much more rewarding at this point overcoming stuff myself. But I do just like to see the bosses die. I like to see, like the cool alien stuff that actually comes out of this game. So I guess my thing would be just really the bosses is probably what I like to see, because they look awesome, they look cool, and they look even better after I've destroyed them.
Valid.
That's probably one of the things I like to say that really helps me come back through it. And again, it's a weird muscle memory that I have at this point in my life. I can through my very first playthrough I did for this one. That's why I was so pissed off, is because I truthfully believe, and I bitch about it through the whole video, that my controller was not good, which I got rid of it. It's gone. It's
the blue one or twin controller?
No. I play these with the Super Nintendo pad controllers, which are USB and cheap as dirt. But and you'll notice it in your playthrough, CJ. I noticed it when you try to push down, you were running at an angle instead of just laying down.
I should just use the D-pad. Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, that that changed everything. And that's what was pissing me off, because I know I'm pushing down, but I either would not respond in time or it would cause that angle to happen.
Yeah.
And to me, that ruined the play, because an old school Nintendo controller has a D-pad, which was just perfect at the time.
Yeah.
And so it frustrated me to no end with it. But once I corrected that and got it, I felt back into where I needed to, and I could go through it. But yeah, I played this literally 3 or 4 times a year. Just I need to play a game. I don't want to get into something deep. Contra's my answer. I break out
Fair.
Super C every so often. That game's. You think this is hard? That's like super hard. And then there's Contra
Let's not
3 for
touch it.
Super Nintendo, which is like Super Saiyan 3 hard. They just progressively just get harder with them, but bosses to answer your question, I just love them. I think they're awesome. They're cool looking.
What do you think, C? Favorite part of the game?
It might be simple, but for me, simple was needed. Jungle Part 1. I liked that. I found out, if I can't beat this stupid bridge, apparently I can't walk across the fucking bridge. Guess what? I'm gonna swim under as much as possible. So I swam past like a nice little chunk of the start of stuff because it made things easier. So for me, the ability to even just swim past shit instead of just dying when I hit the water was kind of nice. I like that. So simple answer,
Simple.
but it
Simple.
did it in for me. That's what I could take away from it.
Let's see. Maybe not a lot of pros on his pros and con list, as you can tell. But I will say, I think when I first played Contra, I think I had the same thing, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm falling in the water, I'm gonna die, and then I didn't die. I could swim in the water. And mine is more my favorite part of the game. I don't know if this is a cop-out answer. Try not to copy, but I think this is my genuine answer. I think my favorite part of the game is the atmosphere. The music, the look, the design, the bosses, or like of the level, like the specific atmosphere of the levels. It really takes you into what you're playing. And I think that would have to be my favorite part of the game.
I think that's good for you too, because you spoke in a previous pod about you like the linearness of games, and I feel like this does have that linear. Like,
perfect.
okay, I got into the fort, I made my way through the fort, I beat the boss in the fort. Now I'm going up the mountain, and like I felt like it did have that progression that you definitely that appeals to you. So that does make sense.
100%. And I, in real life, am the worst guy ever with directions. And if you get lost in this game, then you might actually have something wrong with you.
Well, I'm happy to hear that your favorite part was kind of the level consuming you. And I say that as as the guy who's known you for all your life. And I remember when I tried to get you into a lot of these Nintendo games early on. I know you guys have already had these advanced synapse firings of 3D and more world-consuming type video games. But you got back to the roots of video games, and for a second, I'm sure to help you describe it, maybe, and I may be wrong if I am. Tell me, but you felt like Mr. Blue Pants running through the jungle, trying to survive. And that's the way they used to consume us in these games. And like I said, I know anymore it's just 2 guys running, but you let go of your suspension of disbelief long enough to remember, as simple as it is, you're just a dude in the jungle with a M16 trying to make it.
Try to kill some aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll say, if you touch on our episode 2, Mega Man 3, I feel like Contra kind of elevated that aspect that I was talking about, but Mega Man 3 had that as well. Like certain levels, it was definitely heavier on Contra, but I definitely like the atmosphere of the different levels in Mega Man 3 as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think honestly, a big thing that you said, Larry, how it does kind of engulf you with these older games. I mean, overall, out of what we've played so far, I do find myself feeling more like the main character than I do in anything else I play. Like the new Black Ops 6 Call of Duty came out. I've been playing the shit out of it. I don't really feel like, I'm out here actually in the game, like shooting people. I'm the dude with the controller getting mad is really what it comes down to. But especially like DuckTales, I really enjoyed from our last episode. And I felt like I was going through these tunnels and caves and jungles, and really I was Scrooge McDuck. And it, you die and it kind of resets you, and you're like, oh shit, like I'm here. And I think that's something I don't get from games as much anymore. That it's almost maybe we're just in the middle. We're in that awkward growing the hair out stage. VR is not
Except
there
for
yet to get us back to it, but yeah,
except
no,
for of course Elden
I
Ring.
agree.
Sorry.
Man,
I violated
the end of the
my
episode.
contract.
That's a pay doc.
We're gonna have to
Yep.
make an Elden Ring jar. Every time he brings it up, he's got to put money in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, kind of moving on. You've talked about the aspects of the game. I want to say, what do you guys would you guys recommend this game to our listeners?
No. Short answer, no. Let me say, I'm gonna say
Breaking
no.
my heart here, kid.
I'm not gonna give the yes and no answer that we've done before. I'm gonna say no. I will say though, if you have previously played it, like Larry, for example, it is something that you're familiar with that you can go back and, like you said, your best around 16 minutes. I mean, in 30 minutes time, you knocked it out, got it out your system kind of thing. If you're in that category, why not give it another run? You're familiar enough with it. It's nostalgic a little bit. It's fun to you. Do it. If you're a first time player to this game, stay away, man. Just get out. There's a lot of different things on the NES I would recommend to pick up to actually enjoy more than Rage in the Contra. If you really want to challenge yourself and you think you're the real deal gamer, like the Dilf kind of does, where he's willing to go back and challenge himself and enjoy the hard game. Not me, So if you want the challenge, take it up. But overall, I think just a casual play, I'm gonna have to say pass. I mean, it's just how I'm at with it.
You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart, kid. I will say, touch on a little bit what he said. I do like the challenge, and I will just remind the audience that we play games weekly, so sometimes we don't have a chance to beat the full game. But I will say, if I had like multiple weeks, if we were doing like a couple episodes, like 2 episodes a month or something like that, I could fully see myself beating this game multiple times and enjoying it. And I'm not sure how, other than the praise that I've given it throughout every point that we've talked about, I don't know how I couldn't recommend it. I've talked about how the atmosphere is great, the levels are consuming you, has an iconic soundtrack. If you're a fan of running guns, of games like this type especially, then I feel like this game is just perfect for you. I mean, if you can get your hands on this game, I mean, it's an OG. It's iconic. Kill some aliens. I think it's badass. I couldn't recommend it more.
Well, I'm with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm you know where I'm at on this one. But let's justify it. I think this is a game that's going to test your steel. This is not a casual gamer game. This is something that's going to, oh, you want to play my game? Better get your shit together real fast. And even more so, this is the first one. There's 4 of them by number, which 1, 2, 3, 4, which was on the DS. There was 1 or 2 of them on Sega Genesis. There's a couple that showed up on the PlayStation, which were 3D. I never did to play those, but I don't want to. They actually just came out with a new one, Contra Galuga or some crap like that. I don't know, but I think it's out on modern gaming systems.
Keep it.
There's one on one available for mobile, which I played for a while, which it itself was very entertaining, very good. But the problem was it had too much gotcha mechanic, where it's like I need to check in every day and get the little shards so you can collect characters and do all that shit. It's like, no, I want to go in here, I want to kill stuff, get better. So it really worked there, but simple run and gun, arcade shoot 'em up. It's beautiful. It's a masterpiece in what it does. So yeah, I would definitely say if you want the challenge, do it. If you are afraid of dying a lot, I mean, it almost has that same deal, but it's not roguelike because it's going to be the same every time you go back. That's why, like I said, the muscle memory's there. I can jump around and dodge things that it's like, how'd you even see that? It's like, I didn't. It's just, it happens.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be easy, but like I say, if you want the challenge, I highly recommend Contra. It's a great series to really just test your jerk reaction to video games.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it'll test your steel or tell you what you're made out of. In my case, I'm aluminum, man. I'm some aluminum foil, dude. It ripped me to shreds and just crumbled me and threw me off to the side.
Well, to you, my friend CJ, when we get through this and you have the necessity to feel like you need to go and kill something in a video game, I recommend go back to Contra. Go back to it again. It's just the same as I would say when you're frustrated, put it down for 10 minutes, put it down for the night, and come back tomorrow and see how it goes. I think we can probably come back to this at some point, and you're like, I went back and played Contra, and I did so much better, and felt rewarding for it. I think it's
I
that
could.
kind of game.
Yeah, it's definitely not impossible.
Now, touching on what he just said, we kind of already touched bases. I mean, we know what our answers are. Would you come back to it? CJ, what do you think?
In Larry's sense, maybe. Yeah, I might pick it back up at some point. I think maybe one thing, you know what? I'll change my answer. At first, I was going to say hell no. But you know what? Now that I'm saying it, I would be curious to play it with another person. I think that's something I probably missed. And it does look kind of fun. Like, that's kind of what hooked me in the trailer. It does look like something you can enjoy with your buddy, and you can rip on me, and I might be able to rip on you a little less. But, it does seem like something that would be fun to play with somebody. So, in that sense, I think I'd like to at least give that a shot too. So I'd come back. Maybe only for
what
that.
Do you think? What do you think, MJ? I think we know our answer, but
Well, yeah, like I say, I've already admitted half the time that I come back to it constantly. I'll even, like I say, sick plug, but this may be a way to help CJ in it since he's not in the same neighborhood as we are. There is the Contra collection on the Switch. I think it's also on other platforms. It includes this original Contra, Super Contra, the Famicom version, all these different ones. And I think, which let me double check, and y'all can double check me on it. I think you can play it online with friends across there. So, like I said, we may not have to wait so long until we get together because I know we got plans on other things when we see each other next. But like I say, it's something that's there. Wait for it to go on sale. To me, it's worth it. May or may not be to you, but I mean, $5. You've probably wasted $5 on less, I'm sure.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
100%. I mean, I'll spend $5 extra at Taco Bell to get a Baja Blast Freezy. I mean, you can play some Contra with your buzz, damn it. But
Right, we can kill aliens together with a freezy.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
hell
It's
yeah.
a $10 Taco Bell box combo. Contra and Baja Blast Breeze. Party pack of tacos.
But I think we know my answer. It was my pick. I drafted the game. I've came back to a bunch throughout my life. Definitely recommend, based on my past answers. But I would definitely recommend. But I will say another segment. Moving on, we do this at the end of each of our videos, and I will say, my score and CJ's score are definitely going to vary a lot. But what do we think our ratings are for Contra on the NES? What do you think, C?
I think maybe we should pass it to Larry first and let him.
What do you think, Larry? What do you think, MJ?
Well, okay. Good, throw the old guy in this, but I think I'm going to surprise you, truthfully. I love Contra. I love the game. I play the game constantly. It looks good, sounds great, but in the overall spectrum of what we're talking about, I'm honestly like, I don't want to push myself down low on it because, sorry, I don't want to push myself low on it because I don't want to undersell it, but this is not super level game. It's great playing. It's not for everyone. I want to say 7.5, but I'm going to say 8 because, like I said, I do have a love for it. So 8 out of 10. It's very good, but it's not top shelf. They improved it. That's why they made a second one. My love for it is purely nostalgia with, like I say, just knowing it like the back of my hand. But I'll still go with that hard 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of agree. I had a number. I usually have a number before we do our actual rating throughout the whole thing. I have a number in my head, and I will touch on this game is not. It's not a crazy in-depth game that you're going to be playing for. You're going to be playing for forever. Like once you get it down, we have MJ over here that can beat it in almost 15 minutes. Once you get it down, I mean, it's really it's a simple game, and I do think in some aspects that's what makes it so good. But for all the reasons that I've listed previously, the number in my head is 8-3. That's what I had, and I will say there was definitely some times when I was playing it where I was thinking, this game just isn't what I thought it was. I'm gonna rate it a 5 out of 10 when I was raging, but I think overall, for what I listed, 8-3 is my number. What do you think, Big C? Passing it on to you.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if we're all on the same page. I'll say that much. For me, it's difficult to the point of not fun. Enjoyability is a big factor of the game. I don't think the soundtrack, was terrible by any means. Like I said, I did enjoy that, and I do think it's a game you can get a little engulfed in. Overall, I think that playability for me drags me through the mud, and I'm gonna have to do something similar in color to that. And I'm gonna have to drop it the deuce, dude. I'm gonna give it the 2. Sorry to shit on it, but
Oh wow!
I'm gonna have to give it a fat
Wow.
2. It's this
I
genuinely.
can't believe this.
Like I said during my playthrough, this might have been the least amount of fun I've had playing a video game before, at least in memory. Like I said, maybe it's different 2-player, but as far as playing by myself with it, I mean, I just didn't want to keep going. It's definitely not in the first 5 minutes, but after dying continuously to the same tedious mechanics, it made me want to just stop playing. I pushed through it to try to give it the chance. That's just confirming my case for me personally. Like I said, I'm gonna have to give it 2 number ones, and that's not in the way.
Just gonna say we're gonna have a discussion here later.
I will say, at least I can't drag you through the mud too much because our average score ends up being a 6.1, which is 0.1 higher than an average game. This is considered a good game on the VGR podcast scale still. So I will say that it's technically still
a great game.
It's a good game on average now.
Well, I mean, I get it. I don't understand your dismay, but I do get that if you just basically feel like the only thing you're doing is getting beat up, it's hard to say that you can enjoy a game. I know there's plenty of games that we're luckily at this point that I know of that we're avoiding that could have totally ended up like that. But
Yeah.
I'll just say 2 words and leave it at that. Top Gun.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Words.
It's fair.
And you know what? Those 2 words speaks enough for a book. That's all I'm gonna say. Top Gun on the NES. If you know, you know.
You saying that it just felt like you were getting beat up maybe made me realize something too. Both you guys have played player 2 in your life. You've been beat up, beat down, and been the player 2. You play a fighting game, you're getting your ass kicked. Not me, buddy. I was player 1. You know how shitty it felt to feel like player 2? You know how bad that felt? Like that's all I gotta say, man. I didn't like that feeling. And
okay, I'm gonna hate a little bit. As person that was editing things, watching your gameplay, I don't know how one could play so bad the how you played. I mean, it was shocking. Actually, I'm not even just sitting here saying like I don't know, man, it was hard. Like you're really getting beat up there. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how you're getting beat up so much. I mean, the first jungle level might be the easiest end of a level that I've ever played in any game in my life. Not just NES or not just on this channel. In any game I've ever played, and it took you an hour. The wall is easier. You just stand and press one button. That's all you got to do. Easiest end of a level I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen someone struggle so much. So I'm just saying, a lot of it is user error. Okay, audience. So take that into account. That's all I'm saying. My rant is over.
Let me pose something. Find a way to give us a comment. If go to one of our social medias and give us a comment. If you played both Contra and the original Super Mario, what is an easier into the level? Running up some fucking stairs and jumping, or shooting some shit? At least with shooting some shit, there can be some error. With the jumping, and even if you miss the jump on the stairs, guess what? You do another little jump and you still touch the flagpole. That's easier. Let us know in the comments somewhere that this guy's wrong. I'm willing to bet money on it.
You can stand at the very top and just press the button to shoot with the burst gun and beat you. I mean, Larry knows what I'm talking about. You don't even have to move.
With the burst gun, which is something you need to acquire. Guess what you don't have to acquire in Mario? The fucking ability to jump.
Okay, we're splitting hairs here. You literally get the ability before you go to the boss. It's literally like
Or-
5 steps before the boss.
Or you died and lost the fucking ability, and you got to try to do it with your pea shooter. So guess what? In
Once
Mario,
again,
you don't die and lose your damn spray gun because you don't have one.
let me get my Trump hands out of here. Another skill issue. Now, to wrap this all up, what do we got going on next week, CJ?
Come here, everybody. Listen closely. The best thing we can possibly have is coming next week in Kirby's Adventure. This game is amazing. You can literally it's basically Aiden Simulator. You're pink, and you love to suck, and it's fun. It's really fun. So
Too
come
far.
join us next week on a good game, a quality game, not Contra. Kirby's Adventure. Stay tuned.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Video Game Replay, the VGR Pod. Check us out on our YouTube, VGR Pod, if you're listening on audio platforms. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Aiden.
This is CJ.
I'm Larry, and I'm the master of Contra.
All right. Peace,
Go.
guys. See you later.
Later.
Thanks, y'all.
Man, fuck that game, bro. Fuck that game, bro.
You were hated.
Dude, I genuinely fucking hated that game.